I actually listened to the collaborative album you did with Buddy. Again, it was incredible. And I heard the one that you did with Dono too. I think it was called One. It was released in 2014. It has the song in it titled Buddy Song. I believe it was a tribute. So here's my question. So of course, Irish Millie is a mutual friend, and I think her entire family is involved in her, musical enterprise. I often see her in a pub in Peterborough with her dad. He was playing guitar, and I believe her mom is does all the managerial PR work for her. And of course, you've collaborated with your family members too, from your uncle to your husband. And the way I've heard, you've been educating your kids on the tradition of Cape Breton fiddling. And Donald himself is part of a musical family, the Leahy family group, shortened to Leahy. And here's what I find about popular music in that, some of my favorite artists are always people whose music are disapproved by their parents, right, or their entire family in general. But yours is the complete opposite. I mean, your talents and your musical craft is appreciated by the entire family. And so I'd like to hear you talk about how you collaborate with your family, how family matters within your artistry. I hope that's
Yeah, for sure. That's a great, no, no, it's great. It's great for you to put all that stuff together. You know, I think it's my motherly state. I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 in June. And I've been mothering now. My oldest is 16. My youngest is 3. But I do not underappreciate the meaning of the word family, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's many different versions of family, and I know there's many through the cycle of life, one goes through different relationships with each family member. It evolves as time goes on. And it's not to say that it's always a rosy ride, but somebody told me once, and I just love this line: you're born with your family, you can never get rid of them. And it's true. Mm-hmm. And I say that as a joke, a lighthearted joke, because I know, sometimes your sibling, or especially as a mother looking down at her little ones, I'm like, oh, I wish they'd say I love you to each other all the time. But no, it doesn't work like that. There's rivalries, or there's, the immaturity of a young person. Talking about my family. So for me, I've had very good family experiences, and similarly to little Irish Millie, my mom, even still to this day, has a hand in the behind the scenes for my music career. And certainly at the beginning, she was the one answering the phone. And still does for those who have her old phone number. But my mother has been absolutely irreplaceable and the greatest gift. That's just speaking from a professional viewpoint. Mm-hmm. My personal is the whole other story. I would elevate her as high as anyone could be elevated, but that is such the role of a mother. But certainly for helping me with my career, she's been unbelievable. Just awesome, and still to this day. My dad, same thing. He didn't play guitar with me like Irish Millie's father, but certainly he drove me everywhere. He would, I was busy and I was too young to drive, and Dad just he'd drive 3 hours to Halifax. So I could play that night. I'd be out of there by 1 a.m. We'd get home at 4 a.m. He'd be up the next morning to take me, to another event, maybe a couple hours away, and somewhere again that night. Do this every weekend, and then through the summer, just going all the time. And they were so helpful in helping me structure some kind of an organization to set, to manage everything. But certainly, and for me too, now with my little ones and teaching them to play music, it is a family event, and it came from a family event. I mean, my folks taught me to play. Dad got me started at the fiddle. And, my uncle had such a pivotal role in that. And, I see the music as a hand-me-down tradition, certainly for Cape Bretoners. And it's a way of life and a tradition that gets passed along in those traditional ways, and it's through family. So very, very, very massive role and irreplaceable role my family's played for me.